Good morning. John DePass here. It's early in the morning, so this is my most centered time, so I wanted to take an opportunity right now to record a quick message to welcome everybody into the 7-Day Diet, welcome everybody into the program. And I thought I would start off by just sharing a little bit of a story to introduce to you the program. Now, I'm just sharing a story of what just happened to me yesterday, because this program is evolving, moment to moment. That's where the power is in the moment. This happened to me yesterday. I am a phys ed teacher at a Montessori school, so at a private school. I'm a phys ed teacher. And I do that job mostly because I recognize the importance of relationships. And I didn't always recognize the importance of relationships. In the last year specifically, I have recognized the deep importance of relationships more than I ever did before. I was making a common error, I think, in my life in thinking that as the provider of my family, I was thinking that the most important thing was making the money or working or building the business. I was making that error, and I think a lot of people make that error. A lot of providers make that error. A lot of people make the error that the most important thing is their food or their body weight or how they're fitting into their clothes. A lot of people make that error. A lot of people make the error that the most important thing is getting a new house, getting a new car, some material things, or going on a vacation. A lot of people make an error that it's getting to their glass of wine or getting to their cigarette or getting to their coffee. A lot of people make that error, that the most important thing is something outside of the self. A lot of people make this error. I was making this error, and I recognize now that that was an error. Right? That was incorrect. The most important thing is our relationships. All right? So the reason why I'm a teacher at Montessori more than anything else, because I'm a personal trainer 5 days a week, and 1 day of the week I'm a Montessori teacher. And the biggest reason why I continue that job is because I have 2 daughters that are 14 and 13, and I have a son who's 6. So because I'm a phys ed teacher to children in that age group, I have to be responsible to children in that age group. And while I'm teaching, I'm also getting coaching on how to be a better teacher, and learning how to interact with those children is very valuable for me, because I want to be the best parent that I can be to those children, because I recognize the importance of relationships. So yesterday, one of the students, or well, it was earlier in the week, that the student became upset because I had, in my phys ed class, I said, boys, 10 push-ups, girls, 5 push-ups. In my mind, I was justifying that, boys are stronger than girls. This is a fact. They're physically stronger for push-ups, because I know that as a fact, that I've learned in my life, that I was adjusting the class to make it more fair. In my mind, I was making it more fair because I know there's some younger, smaller girls in the class that can't do the 10 push-ups. But what I didn't realize is that by doing that I was taking something away from the stronger girls in the class and they felt that that was unfair. So one of the students went home, spoke to their parents about it. Their parent mentioned it to the school, that their daughter thought that the phys ed teacher was unfair or liked boys better than girls, was biased to boys. That came back to the headmaster, the principal, and the principal brought it to my attention. It had to be addressed because a student has made a complaint about me, and that's very valuable because that's a feedback, and that's feedback that I need to have because I have 2 daughters, and it's primary importance to me that I am treating them properly. And if I've made those mistakes with my daughters, I want to make sure that I'm trying to correct that mistake. I want to say that I'm sorry. So when the headmaster of the school, the principal of the school, sat me down to talk about it, initially I thought, I'm right. Boys can do more push-ups, and that's why I did that. But what she said was, but realize that to the 9-year-old, she doesn't know that boys can do more push-ups and hasn't accepted that yet in her life. Just because I've learned that, I'm 45 years old, just because I've learned that, I can't take that experience away from her. She needs to learn that. So to say that girls do 5 push-ups and boys do 10 push-ups, to a 9-year-old in a child's mind, they don't see that as being fair, they see that as being unfair. And so I needed to say sorry to the class and correct that and tell them that I won't do that anymore. I needed to do that. I needed to make that correction. Okay? We all need to make corrections. We all need to realize that what's going on in our lives, anything that's going on in our lives, is our responsibility. We are creating what's going on in our lives. Okay? And when there's something going wrong, we are the ones that need to correct it. I'm the one that had to say sorry to those girls, and I'm the one that needs to say sorry to my daughters if I've been doing that in my family and robbing them of anything. And I need to learn that, and that's the reason for this extra job that I have, because it helps me to be responsible, accountable to a coach. The principal of the school keeps me in order, keeps me in line to be the best teacher, and that hopefully helps me to see and be the best parent that I can be for my children, because they're the most important thing in my life. My relationships with my wife, my relationships with my children. Now the 7-day diet, it starts up on Monday. Welcome to the 7-day diet, right? I want you to understand this program is being created right now because I want my clients, the people that I see day in, day out, I see 20 to 30 plus people a day, personal training. And I'm always talking about the food, I'm always talking about the exercise, and I'm always telling people that they need to work on the mindset portion too, because all of it together is what makes it happen. It's not just the food, it's not just the exercise, it's the food, it's the exercise, and it's the mindset. And what I find is that each week clients keep coming back with the same food and exercise questions. I send them away telling them, listen, you need to work on the mindset portion and how you're actually contributing to what's happening or not what's happening by what you're doing with your mind. And I think people leave out the mind piece and just focus on the food and exercise bit. Now the 7-day diet, it's designed specifically to address this. It's designed specifically The number one reason why it's designed is to help you make this connection. It's to help you take responsibility, to help you correct your error. Like I have to correct my error and I had to say sorry. I had to make myself vulnerable. I had to make so that in the child's mind they feel comfortable again. I had to correct my position as a teacher. We have to correct our positions in our life. If we have a goal, we want to lose weight, we want to get stronger, we want to get leaner, we want to feel better about ourselves, we want to make more money, we want to improve our relationships, we want to improve our health. Whatever our goal is, there's only one thing that's to blame for the circumstances, and that is ourself. What we're putting out is what's coming back to us. Our relationships are the most important thing in our life, right? And the most important relationship in our life is the relationship that we have or that we're having with ourself. The biggest problem that I see with my customers, with my clients, with the society as a whole is we're so distracted by our phones, by our jobs, by money, by marketing, by advertising, by food, by addictions, by caffeine, by alcohol, by marijuana, cannabis, prescription drugs, disease, health. All of this is distracting us from our true power. We all have ultimate, transformative, infinite power within the self. We all have the power within ourselves to change our lives. The 7-day diet is to help you access that power that you have inside of you and start to use it properly in your life. So the 7-day diet, yes, it's a diet. The 7-day diet, yes, it's an exercise program. The 7-day diet, yes, it's a mindset, power, infinite power, behavior modification program that's going to help you to make the connection between your most powerful self, your higher self, and activating that self with your diet and your exercise. It's like getting the power of you into your life, into your diet, into your exercise, into all of the rest of your life. Okay? We access the power in the moment. We need to get to the moment each morning and each night before bed. If you can do it again in the middle of your day, wow. Okay? The 7-day diet is for 7 days. I'm asking you to make a commitment, not just to the food. You have got to commit to the food and the water. You've got to commit to the exercise for the next 7 days. I've made the program short so that you can commit and follow through. For 7 days, you've got to be able to follow through. Okay? Every morning, you're going to have instructions. You're going to have in your inbox exercises that you need to do. Exercise, nutrition, and mindset. So you've got to take responsibility and take charge and do the mindset portion. That's what you need to connect to over the next 7 days. I don't want to have, all of the questions that you may have about the program, all of the things that you think you need to do. The biggest thing that you need to do here is you need to follow through for 7 days with the food, the exercise, and the mindset. After you've followed through with the food, the exercise, and the mindset, then I'll talk to you. Then I'll answer any questions that you have. Okay? Save your questions until after the 7 days. Just follow the program. You'll get the food, you'll get the exercise, you'll get the mindset drills. Follow them for the week, and then we'll talk. Okay? Pranic breath. It's first thing in the morning. It's 5:10 in the morning. Okay? I'm setting myself up for the day. There's not one way. There's a zillion ways to set yourself up for the day. There's a zillion ways for us to come to our power. We all have power. We can all come to it in our own way. Breath is just a magnificent way to do that. Okay, the power is in the moment. The breath, to me, is how we come to the moment. I said the most important thing is your relationships. Yes. The most important thing is your relationships. The most important relationship is the relationship you have with yourself. If you haven't spent the time to cultivate and develop and realize that relationship with yourself, you will not be able to have any quality relationships with your closest people and then with the people in your surrounding circle. And your life will not move forward until you can correct your relationship first with yourself. Come to your power and recognize your power is in the moment. In any given moment, what's most important? The relationships are most important, but let's bring it closer now to the relationship with yourself. What's most important in this moment? I need to eat, yes, but not right now. I need to drink water, it's very important, yes, but not right now. I need to do my job, I need to. It's all important, but not right now. The most important thing right now is that we take a breath. Because if I don't get my breath in the next 3 to 5 minutes, my brain will die and I'll not be able to function. The most important thing is coming to the breath each morning, each night, and if you can do it in the middle of the day, at least for the next 7 days, let's make a commitment to follow through with the entire program. Afterwards, we can talk. I'm teaching this morning a little bit of pranic breath. I'll be teaching yoga class this morning, so I'm getting myself set early before the class. I'm centering myself this morning with the pranic breath. I've got some tones going on in the background here, just some quality vibrational tones. You'll get some tones to set your mood for the morning, for the night. Exercises for you to do in the program. Follow through with the exercises. Here is some pranic breathing. There's lots of different ways to do pranic breathing. Prana is the energy force. This is an Eastern philosophy, prana. Some people call it chi. Over here we call it the higher self. Over here we call it the subconscious. We talk about the spirit or the soul. We're activating the power that's within us, our true infinite power. Okay? We're bringing ourselves to the moment to activate the power, to utilize that power in our day to day. The breath centers ourselves in the moment. Here is a great balancing, energy balancing technique, focusing on the breath, a specific way of breathing. We're going to balance ourselves this morning using one single nostril breathing. This may look strange. It may seem a little woo-woo, we're out there. Just try it before you make a judgment call on it. Just try it before you make a judgment call on it. Pranic breath, we cover one nostril and we breathe. Let's try and get 10 breaths through one nostril and then 10 breaths through the other. Okay? Close your eyes and breathe. Make the breaths as full as you can. Try to hold the breath in at the beginning and at the end. That was just 4 or 5 breaths with one side. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'd like you to do 10 breaths. I'm just doing, for demonstration's sake this morning, I'm just doing 5 breaths to center myself. However, I'd like you to do 10 breaths, pranic breaths on each side. If you could do a second set of 10 or even a third set of 10, that would be even more valuable for you. Now, I've already done some pranic breathing this morning. I did it in my bed this morning. It's wonderful for balancing your energy. It's wonderful for building up heat in your body. It's wonderful for start. It's wonderful for getting you started, getting your body started first thing in the morning, building up energy and heat in your body. Now I'm going to move to doing some morning movement. I've warmed myself up. I've centered myself with my mind. Now I want to start moving my body. And I want to connect some movement with breath. So, I'll be teaching a yoga class this morning. I teach yoga on Thursday mornings. I don't want to go through a full yoga class with you this morning. I really wanted to welcome you, but I'll just show you a couple of postures that are very valuable first thing in the morning. Right? There's no right or wrong way. These are just some exercises that I've found valuable to help loosen me up. And the more loose I am, the more able I am to move around, the the more free I am during my day, the less pain I have in my body, the more mobile I am, the more agile I am. That spills over into happier, healthier days and moments. And so loosening yourself up first thing in the morning, a morning practice of quietness, of centering yourself, bringing yourself to your most powerful space, loosening yourself up for the day, and focusing on the things that you want to create today is what we all need to do. That's what's actually missing more than anything else. And with the 7-day diet, I want you to realize that. Make that connection. Straightening out my legs now. And focusing on the breath. Letting myself hang over. My head hanging down. My spine hanging out. And just breathing there. Straightening out my back leg, lunging forward into my front leg. If you have to, you can put your knee down. The big thing is that we're focusing on our breathing, working with nice full breaths. So there are just a couple of really simple movements. You know, inside the program I'll provide you with some yoga postures and movements. I'll give you some exercise that you can do for the week. Inside the program I'll be giving you your full diet. And that diet is going to include what you eat, what you think about, what you speak about. Follow the program entirely. I'll meet you all Monday night. We'll go through the entire program Monday night.
follow the entire program for the week. At the end of the week, any questions that you have, I'll manage any questions that you have at the end of the week. Before you begin on Monday night, I'm going to be sending you a video that I want you to watch before Monday night. Hopefully you can get that completed before Monday night. If not, you've got homework, stuff that you've already missed if you don't get through that video before Monday night. It's going to be video message, it's going to be email message, it's going to be content, and you've got to follow through all of it for 7 days. Welcome to the 7-Day Diet.